The world's billionaires have more wealth than 4.6 billion people, or 60% of the world's population. A new report from the British aid group Oxfam revealed that economic inequality is out of control due to a flawed and sexist economic system that values the wealth of a few privileged people, mostly men, over the unpaid and underpaid work done primarily by women and girls. The 22 richest men in the world have more wealth than all the women in Africa. The world's richest 1% owns more than twice as much wealth as 6.9 billion people. The economic cost of women's unpaid care work globally for those aged 15 and over is at least $10.8 trillion annually, basically 3 times the size of the world's tech industry. The gap between the super rich and the rest of the world remains prevalent, as governments are undertaxing the wealthiest individuals and failing to collect revenues that could support those less fortunate.
And I hear people talk in the language of participation and justice and equality and transparency. But then, almost no one raises the real issue of tax avoidance, right? And of the rich just not paying their fair share.
Only 4% of global tax comes from wealth tax, and the super rich avoid as much as 30% of their tax liability.
Something needs to change here. 10 years ago, the World Economic Forum asked the question, what must industry do to prevent a broad social backlash? The answer is very simple. Just stop talking about philanthropy and start talking about taxes. Taxes. This is not rocket science.
To tackle this, governments have been urged to do more to stop enabling the super rich and establish an economy that values the contribution of women. But the world's economies continue to reward men more than women. Worldwide, men own 50% more wealth than women. They're also predominantly in positions of power. According to the report, women are usually excluded from decision-making, and just 18% of ministers and 24% of parliamentarians globally are women. Women support the economy with cheap or free labor. They also provide care to children, the elderly, and disabled, which ideally should be provided by the public sector. Due to these unpaid jobs, 42% of women of working age are outside the paid labor force globally. And if they choose to work as domestic care workers, only 10% are covered by general labor laws, while only 50% enjoy equal minimum wage protection, and less than 50% benefit from the legal limits on their working hours. In other words, they're exploited. The report concluded that the dominant model of capitalism ignores the unpaid and underpaid care work that women do. So how much longer will a woman's true role in society go unaccounted and unpaid for?